General Hospital spoilers tease that Rebecca Herbst, Elizabeth Weber, is one of the longest-running actors on General Hospital. Elizabeth's romance with Hamilton Finn, Michael Easton, hasn't really enabled Herbst to show what she's capable of as an actress, at least not up until now. Finn is in the throes of an alcoholic bender, and he's wreaking havoc on everyone close to him, including Elizabeth. When Elizabeth's son Jake Weber, Hudson West, spotted Finn getting drunk at dive bar with a strange woman, he told Elizabeth, who promptly made her way to Finn's apartment. When Elizabeth let herself into Finn's apartment, she saw the man she loves making out on the couch with a woman that neither of them knew. As Elizabeth, Herbst was allowed to show Elizabeth's snarky side as she threw woman out. Her anger and desperation were palpable. She tried everything to get Finn to go to a meeting, and failing that, she wanted to take Finn's daughter Violet Finn, jovial love, for a few days until Finn could get himself together. Finn only got angrier, and Elizabeth finally realized defeat and dropped Finn's keys into his glass full of alcohol. Herbst was completely in control. Jake had called Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, to come to Elizabeth's side. Jason made it clear that Elizabeth wasn't to be manhandled by anymore, especially Finn. Herbst was visibly relieved to have someone in her corner as Jason escorted her out of Finn's apartment. Jason and Elizabeth made it to the Metro Court pool, which had closed. As Jason and Elizabeth dipped their feet in the pool, Herbst allowed Elizabeth to show her vulnerable side. It was also clear that Elizabeth and Jason's bond is still there, even after all these years. The next day, Elizabeth fielded questions from her children about her status with Finn. Elizabeth struggled to come up with the right words to say as she explained that she and Finn were no longer together. She made sure to let Jake know that she knew he wasn't where he was supposed to be. Herbst moved from angry lover to vulnerable friend and finally to loving mother with an ease that was completely realistic. By week's end, Elizabeth tried once again to get through to Finn. Herbst was softer with Finn this time but still held her ground. All in all, this was an amazing week from Rebecca Herbst. Were you on Elizabeth's side as she stood up to Finn? Do you want to see Jason and Elizabeth get back together? Do you approve of the way Elizabeth parents her boys? Anything can happen in Port Charles, so stay tuned to General Hospital, airing weekdays on ABC. Don't forget to check back right here regularly for all your General Hospital news, information, and spoilers. In the whirlwind world of General Hospital, where dramatic bombshells, secret affairs, and unexpected returns are the bread and butter of Port Charles, it takes something extraordinary to truly stand out. This week, one performer delivered a masterclass in emotional depth, character continuity, and the kind of nuanced storytelling that soap fans live for. That performer is none other than Rebecca Herbst, who brought her A game as Elizabeth Weber, reminding longtime viewers why she remains one of the cornerstones of the GH canvas. Her portrayal this week was nothing short of spellbinding. From Tear Street vulnerability to a rock-solid backbone of strength and grace, Rebecca Herbst effortlessly commanded attention in every scene she graced. Whether navigating tense confrontations, revealing long-held emotions, or quietly shouldering the weight of her past, Herbst infused Elizabeth with a sincerity and resonance that had fans glued to their screens, and in many cases, reaching for tissues. For longtime GH fans, Elizabeth Weber's journey has been one of the most layered and compelling in the show's rich history. From a rebellious teen dealing with the trauma of rape, to a mother fiercely protecting her children, to a nurse consistently on the front lines of the hospital's chaos, Elizabeth has endured and evolved. And in this week's episodes, Rebecca Herbst called upon all those years of character development and wove them into her performance with exquisite precision. There was a moment in particular when Elizabeth was confronted with a painful memory tied to her late husband, Franco, that showcased Herbst's unmatched ability to embody grief and resilience simultaneously. Her eyes welled up with emotion, but her voice remained steady, every line laced with a quiet anguish that didn't beg for pity, but instead earned deep empathy. It wasn't just the content of the scene, but the subtlety in how Herbst played it. She didn't need to raise her voice or break down in hysterics to sell the moment. A simple quiver in her lip, the way she held onto a keepsake from Franco just a second too long. Those were the choices that broke viewers' hearts. It was a reminder that Elizabeth is a woman shaped by loss, but not defined by it. Another layer to Elizabeth's storyline this week that gave Herbst plenty of room to shine was her protective instincts as a mother. When tensions flared between her and Jake over his recent behavior, fans were treated to a deeply personal and relatable depiction of a parent trying to connect with a child who's slipping away. There was no grand villain to blame, no life or death stakes, just a mother, raw and real, trying to reach her son. Herbst portrayed Elizabeth's frustration and heartbreak with such authenticity that many parents watching no doubt saw a piece of themselves in her. One moment she was stern, laying down boundaries with Jake, and the next she was nearly breaking down as she wondered where she went wrong. That emotional duality, the fierce protector versus the self-doubting parent, was breathtaking to watch. And what made it all the more impactful was the chemistry between Herbst and her young co-stars. She doesn't just deliver powerful performances, she elevates those around her. It's a testament to her consistency and presence on the show that even newer actors find themselves rising to her level in emotionally charged scenes. While Elizabeth wasn't front and center in a romantic storyline this week, her brief scenes with Finn still crackled with unresolved tension and history. Herbst has an undeniable knack for making silence speak volumes. A passing glance, a stiff nod, a slight hesitancy in her tone. All tools she used to convey the complicated web of feelings Elizabeth still harbors toward Finn. It's this kind of chemistry, unspoken, simmering just below the surface, that soaps were built on. And Rebecca Herbst knows exactly how to play it. It's never forced, never overdone. It's a slow burn that fans can't help but root for, even when the characters themselves are unsure. It's worth noting that Elizabeth's romantic life has been rocky and at times mishandled in recent years, but when she's paired with a scene partner who respects the character's legacy and brings emotional stakes, Herbst thrives. She's not just playing a character looking for love, she's embodying a woman who's been through it, and who carries every scar, lesson, and hope into her next chapter. It's easy for long-running soap characters to become stagnant, to coast on the nostalgia of their past. But that has never been Rebecca Herbst's style. Every time she steps into Elizabeth's shoes, she brings new shading, new vulnerability, and new strength. She treats each scene, no matter how big or small, as an opportunity to dig deeper. This week was a shining example of that commitment. Even when Elizabeth was simply tending to patients at General Hospital or offering a shoulder to a friend, Herbst made it count. Her posture, her facial expressions, even the way she held a clipboard, everything was in service of telling Elizabeth's story, and fans noticed. Social media lit up with praise for her work, with longtime viewers and newer fans alike commenting on how much Elizabeth's presence elevates the overall quality of the show. In a cast filled with powerhouse talent, Rebecca Herbst still finds a way to shine brighter than ever. As GH writers begin to tease future storylines that may once again put Elizabeth at the center of the drama, fans are holding their breath in anticipation. Rumors swirled that a familiar face from Elizabeth's past could return to stir up old wounds, and if those spoilers prove true, we're in for even more top-tier work from Herbst. There's also the unresolved matter of her late father, Jeff Weber, and whether his mysterious exit from her life will finally be addressed in a way that gives Elizabeth the closure she deserves. Herbst has spoken in interviews about wanting to explore more of Elizabeth's backstory, and with the show recently revisiting legacy families, now would be the perfect time. Wherever the story goes, one thing is certain: Rebecca Herbst will deliver. She always does. Her ability to honor Elizabeth's past while pushing her forward into new emotional territory is part of what makes her a fan favorite year after year. Being named Performer of the Week isn't just about having one standout moment or delivering a single great monologue.